Hello and welcome to our live telephone town hall meeting tonight with the City of Moreno Valley and its residents. We encourage you to participate tonight. We'll be going for an hour. We are dialing out to nearly 57,000 households around Moreno Valley tonight, and we'll be getting started with this live virtual forum featuring Mayor Extian Gutierrez in just a moment. If you have a question or a comment to submit into our forum tonight, don't hesitate to push 0 on your phone now or at any time during the call. We'll have Mayor Gutierrez here to answer your questions live during this forum, and you can either ask your question live or you can let your operator know that you want me to read your question over the air instead, whatever is most comfortable for you. Whether you want to ask your question live or have me read it over the air, you need to press 0 on your phone to submit that question, and then if you want me to read it, just let your operator know that, and I'm happy to do that for you. We'd also like to give you the opportunity tonight to get email updates from the City of Moreno Valley moving forward. If you would like the city to keep you better updated by email in the future, please press 7 on your phone now. We'll collect your email address and we'll keep you better informed in the future by email. So again, press 0 to submit a question and press 7 to get email updates from the city. I'm going to go through this introduction one more time. Again, we're dialing out to about 57,000 households around Moreno Valley tonight, so it'll take just another minute here to get everybody on the line. For those of you just joining us, this is a live telephone town hall meeting with the City of Moreno Valley and its residents. We have Mayor Extian Gutierrez here to answer your questions live tonight. So if you have a question or a comment to submit into our forum, please press 0 on your phone now or at any time during the call. You can either ask your question live or you can ask me to read it for you. If you want me to read it, you should press 0, talk to our operator, give them your question, and just let them know that you want me to read your question instead of asking it live. If you want to ask it live, you still press 0, give your question to the operator, and you'll have an opportunity to ask your question live over the air of Mayor Gutierrez, and we'll get an answer for you tonight. So again, we're going to go for an hour tonight. Please press 0 to submit your questions. We would also like to give you the opportunity tonight to get email updates from the City of Moreno Valley moving forward. If you would like the city to keep you better updated by email moving forward, please press 7 on your phone now. We'll collect your email address and keep you better updated in the future via email. So again, we have the mayor here. We also have leaders of every department in the city here to help answer these questions. So you're not going to get one by us. Submit your questions. We'll get them all answered. We'll take as many questions as we can in the hour that we have. All you have to do to submit your question is to press 0 on your phone. And by pushing 0, you'll talk to an operator. They'll be able to put you through to ask your question live, or you can let that operator know that you want me to read your question, and I'm happy to do that. Either way, we'll be answering those questions for the majority of the call tonight. Again, you can press 0 to submit a question, 7 to get email updates from the city, and it's my pleasure to kick off this live telephone town hall meeting by introducing Mayor Extian Gutierrez. Please go ahead.
All right. Well, thank you, Ian, so much for the introduction. I'm so excited to be here tonight. Welcome all to the Moreno Valley Telephone Town Hall. I'm Mayor Extian Gutierrez, and so happy to have you all joining here tonight. The City of Moreno Valley, just want to start off before we take off some questions, just want to mention that the City of Moreno Valley is a dynamic and financially strong city where we have created more than 17,000 jobs in the last 5 years as we've attracted national and international companies. We are also building a state-of-the-art amphitheater, which I can also talk about later on, that will be in the region's premier outdoor venue, and a new skate park to give our children another place to get out and play. We're making our roads smoother and your commutes shorter, and the business of doing business with the city easier than ever. We are holding this telephone town hall to give you the opportunity to ask me any questions about the city and share your comments and concerns. I'm going to try to get as many questions as I can during this call. If you do have a question that you would like to ask me, press 0 and an operator will assist you. Please try to be patient while you're waiting to ask your question, as there are a lot of Moreno Valley residents on the line. Well, let's go ahead and get started. Let's start with the first question.
Sure thing. All right, our first question was submitted in advance of the call, so I'll go ahead and read it. Remember, you can press 0 to submit a question of your own. Question is, when is the city's new amphitheater going to be open? Is this something the public can rent out? Mayor Gutierrez?
Well, the first amphitheater is something I'm actually very, very excited about. Something that the residents have asked for. It's going to be a nice outdoor performing arts center for our community. Starting actually in October, the groundbreaking, actually started, and we celebrated that last year. And so we're going to be doing the construction pretty soon. And so by spring of 2020, we should have it all opened up, ready for folks to participate, whether it's renting it out or participating with their music and their bands and just bringing their lawn chairs and having fun. And it's going to be located off of Alessandro and Frederick Street, right behind the Conference and Rec Center. So it's going to be a really nice, big amphitheater for the community.
Perfect. Thanks so much, Mayor Gutierrez. Thanks for the question that was submitted, and we're going to go to our first question from our live audience for our next question. This one's coming from Cynthia. And Cynthia, we can only take one question per person. I know you have a question on homelessness. Why don't you go ahead with that one?
Hi, Cynthia.
I'd actually like to address the other question.
We'll definitely
about
take
the
that
pot
on,
shop.
but we can only take one question per person, please. So if you could go ahead with your...
I understand that. That's why I'd rather do the other question that I want to ask.
Okay.
Yeah, that's totally fine.
Okay, so my question is, you're allowing 23 pot shops to set up shop. How is that going to be monitored if the illegal ones are still open and, going on with their business, even though it's they're illegal? So how are you going to monitor the legal ones?
Yeah, well, it's a great question. We have our code officers already out and about. We've expanded our legal team, and we've actually done a lot of aggressive approaches, in making sure that we're closing down the illegal dispensaries. And I am, proud to say that we have been closing a lot of them down. What ends up happening is that some of them pop back right up, or they move somewhere else. But we have been aggressively going after those illegal dispensaries and making sure that they're closed down. We have allowed 12 it's a mix, of dispensaries and cultivation and different things. Those companies are going to have to go through a process, which they're already going through a process, background checks. They have to be away from schools. They have to have security. They have to have all kinds of things and pay taxes to the city, which with that tax money we'll have for more public safety and fire and those kinds of things. So I hope that answers your question in a nutshell, but that's how I plan to address that.
Great. Thank you, Mayor Gutierrez, and thank you, Cynthia. We really appreciate you coming in with that question. Thank you for your participation tonight. We're going to go to another question right away from our live audience. This one's coming from David. Hey, David, you're live on the line with Mayor Gutierrez. Please go ahead.
Hey, how's it going? Yeah, I just wanted to know, what are you going to do about the potholes? I know we just had a rainstorm recently, and there's been a lot of potholes that have been popping up. When will that be addressed?
Thanks, David. Great question. I know that rainy season was a good 4 or 5 days. It was pretty strong on our streets. Every time that happens, we send out our maintenance employees out throughout the community to really make sure that we take an assessment of all of our paved roads. And so if you do notice any potholes, you can call 951-413-3160 to report it. And within 24 hours, our employees are out there and we fix it right away. And again, right after the rainy season, which was today, they've actually been actively patrolling throughout the whole city and identifying where those potholes are and then addressing those right away. Just last year, just to give you a little update, just last year we've fixed over 5,000 potholes, and a lot of it had to do because of the rainy season. It's a great question.
Yeah, thank you so much, David. Really appreciate you submitting that question. We're going to get another one up right away. Remember, you can press 7 if you'd like to get email updates from the city. I know a lot of you have pressed 7 to get us your email address, and we've got about 16 people waiting right now. Go ahead and push 7 to get in line to give us your email address, and we'll be sure to get to you as quickly as we can. We'll make sure we get to you before the end of the forum tonight and get that email address so we can keep you better updated moving forward. Our next question is this. Marijuana is legal in California. Can I buy it in Moreno Valley?
So marijuana is, because of the proposition that was passed in 2016, is legal in some parts of the state, so it's legal statewide, but certain cities have, it illegal, and some cities have it legal. So the city of Moreno Valley, currently right now, it's illegal, to buy marijuana, in any of the locations because it has to be by an approved business, one that's gone through a background check, that's paying taxes to the city and contributing to the city to our public safety. So good question there, too.
Got it. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. All right. And we'll get to another question right away. Next question is this. What is the city doing to repair our roads?
All right. Well, great question. That's actually something that I've been working with our executive team, the city manager, city attorney, public works director throughout the whole year as well. We're doing a lot of things, actually. We've invested over $21 million to repair our roads in just the last 18 months. And I don't know if you've noticed, but especially last year, towards the end of the last year, we started doing a lot of repavement of the roads, and we're still doing that. There's about 67 actual residential streets that we're going to be addressing as well. We've transformed these dollars basically into smoother roads for our residents driving to, from work and school, in neighborhoods and on major thoroughfares. And we're not stopping there, actually. We do have scheduled to receive an additional $8.4 million over the next fiscal year, and so we're going to make sure that we prioritize that money for our residents. And we're also working with our team on a 5-year pavement management plan to ensure that we are getting the most out of every transportation dollar, and we're doing whatever it takes to make sure that our roads are a lot better.
Great. Thank you, Mayor Gutierrez. And our next one comes from our Spanish simulcast. We're broadcasting this forum live in Spanish for Spanish speakers tonight. And Wendy in our Spanish simulcast has submitted this question. Wendy asks, how is the mayor going to help bring up mom and pop shops? How will you help those businesses?
Okay, well, great question. One of the things, just wanted to give you a little bit about my background. I used to own a coffee shop, in town, and so I know that it's very important that we support our local businesses, small businesses. And so we do have a partnership with the Chamber of Commerce, the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce as well. We have partnerships with the Small Business Development Grant Program as well, that we actually give money to them. And so they actually provide trainings free of charge to residents that are interested in actually doing a business or developing a business. And so they'll help you with even a business plan. It's free. It's a great tool. We have our Employment Resource Center, and the Employment Resource Center is also helpful as well because we do have some folks that are actually there that can help connect you to those actual resources with our small business development program that we have. Great question.
Great. Thank you so much, Mayor. And remember, folks, if you're pressing 0 to submit a question, you can either ask it live yourself or you can have me read it for you when you talk to your operator. Be sure to let them know if you want me to read that question, and I'm happy to do that for you. So again, for those of you who are waiting in line who press 0 to submit a question, we're adding more operators so we can take more questions. We've got a lot of you participating. We really appreciate that participation tonight. Our next question is this. What is the city doing about illegal dumping? Is there someone I can call to report trash?
Yes, definitely. There is someone that you can call to report trash. I'll give you the phone number actually right now. I have it by heart. 951-413-3340. Again, 951-413-3340. Also, this is actually something I use myself. We have our mobile app. If you go to the App Store using your phone, type in the City of Moreno Valley, download the app, and then you can actually report any illegal dumping. It works really great. And also I wanted to mention Waste Management has a program where there's actually one bulky item that they allow per week. So all you have to do is actually give them a call, and then they'll arrange it for you.
Great. Thank you, Mayor Gutierrez. Appreciate that answer. And thank you for that question. Our next one comes again from our Spanish simulcast. This is from Guadalupe, who says, every time it rains, my house gets flooded. Can you make some drains on my block? Yes.
Well, thank you for that question. One of the things that we have, we have a flooding prevention program in the city. So I would ask you to call this phone number, which is 951-413-3100 for assistance on this issue. Also, if you leave your information as well, your contact information, your phone number, we can definitely reach out to you as well.
Great. Thank you so much. Appreciate that answer, and thank you for the question, Guadalupe. We're going to go back to our live audience here on the phone for our next question. We've got Paul on the line. Hey, Paul, you're up. Go ahead, please.
Hi there, Paul.
Yeah. Hey, how you doing, man?
Good.
I would like to. Okay, good. My concern is the noise ordinance in communities. There are a lot of house gatherings or parties going on, especially around in my neighborhood, and with these volume of speakers, when you can hear these speakers blocks away. It's ongoing. I've called the non-emergency Moreno Valley Police Department several times. You know, my neighbors have set up live bands, and, you know, it's just totally disrespectful. And I've read the noise ordinance, and I know it's a violation of it. How do we address that?
Okay. So you have called, actually, our police department several times, right? Is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay. Let me give you how about our code compliance office? Have you called? You have called them as well?
I went online just to look up what, you know, the noise ordinance is for Moreno Valley, but I never called them.
Okay. Let me give you their phone number, but also what I'm going to do is we're going to we have your contact information as well with your name, and so I'm going to follow up with you to see what we can do to address that issue, because, you know, definitely, I mean, every resident here deserves, you know, peace, you know, especially once they're in their home, right?
Right.
So let me just give you this phone number though for future reference, but I'm going to follow up with you regarding your current concern. It's 951-413-3340. Okay, and I know you did call the police several times, but what we'll do is we'll open up a case for my office just to kind of follow up on that with you. Okay?
I'd certainly appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you so much, Paul. Take care.
Thanks, Paul. Appreciate that. We're going to go right to our next live question. We've got David on the line next. Hey, David, you're up. Go ahead, please, sir.
Hi there, David.
Hi, thank you, Mayor, for taking my call.
Of course.
We've lived out on the east end of town. I actually grew up in Moreno Valley. I've been here over 50 years. In 2000, we moved to the east side of town, and shortly thereafter, our community mailbox has gotten broken into. In the last 4 to 5 years, it's been quite extensive. Thus, just recently, in the last week or two, it's been broken twice. What's happened now is this last round, when it broke it in, we actually had some of our emails were compromised. So we went to the postmaster. The postmaster actually says it's not their responsibility, it's the city's. We went to the city, and the city says it's the postmaster's responsibility. So I'm trying to figure out whose responsibility it truly is.
Well, just to give you a little bit of background, if it's in a homeowners association area, then it's actually the homeowner association's responsibility. But if it's outside the homeowners association area, then it's actually the post office. However, one of the things that I started to notice was kind of something similar to what you're saying was that, and also they were just taking a long time to put out new mailboxes and really help the residents. So we started a program where we actually started using some of our employees to go out there and help them install the new boxes. And we also purchased new community boxes, but technically it is the post office because, you know, that's federal. However, though, if you do give me, I do have your contact information already because through the call, you know, we have your information and your name, and so we're going to follow up with you, and just to kind of make sure, you know, to see what's going on, and maybe you need a stronger box. You know, we've actually gotten some newer boxes last year that we've installed, and we've actually noticed that the mailbox theft has actually stopped in those areas. We also started a new pilot program as well in certain neighborhoods where the theft kept happening, where we actually put cameras, and that also helped as well. So it just really depends on your situation. So I like to kind of get more, information as well. So I definitely have your information right now, and so we'll give you a call as well.
Okay. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Oh, definitely. David, thank you so much for calling and letting us know about this.
Appreciate you, David. Thanks so much for being part of our forum tonight. We're going to run a survey question next before we get to our next question from our audience. You can vote on this poll using your phone. So our survey question goes like this. Moreno Valley is working hard to protect and maintain the city's critical public safety and quality of life services. As we continue to plan for our future, we want to hear from you. So please let us know what your priorities are by selecting the key city service most important to you. So I'm going to list 5 city services, and you can vote on the one that you think is most important to you. Press 1 if the most important city service is maintaining 911 emergency response times. Press 2 if it's maintaining robbery and burglary suppression programs. Press 3 if it's maintaining safe and clean public areas. Press 4 if it's repairing potholes, local streets, and roads. And press 5 if it's enhancing recreation and youth programs and facilities. And I'll go ahead and read through those options again. So we want to know what your priorities are. So tell us which key city service is most important to you. Press 1 if it's maintaining 911 emergency response times. Press 2 if it's maintaining robbery and burglary suppression programs. Press 3 if it's maintaining safe and clean public areas. Press 4 if it's repairing potholes, local streets, and roads. And press 5 if it's enhancing recreation and youth programs and facilities. So go ahead and vote on that poll. We really appreciate that kind of feedback from you. For those of you still waiting in the queue, we will get to as many questions as we can in the hour we have. If you haven't spoken to an operator yet, we do have operators who are getting through the queue of people who have pressed 0 right now, so please be patient. We'll get to you as quickly as we can. Our next question comes live from Ryan. Hey, Ryan, you're live with Mayor Gutierrez. Please go ahead.
Hi there, Ryan.
Yeah, X-Gen. My question is, my wife and I are expecting our first child in a couple months, and when we're thinking about our long-term situation here in Moreno Valley, the one thing that really concerns me is the schools. And I know the school district and city council and the mayor's office are separate entities, and that city council and the mayor's office can't really control the school board too much. But it's really concerning to me that the school where my home is, the elementary school, is rated a 2 out of 10 when I check on Zillow. And I know the other schools in the city aren't great either. And so for me personally, that's an issue that's going to most likely cause me to move out of Moreno Valley, a city that I love and I want to see improve. And so my question is, would you and the rest of City Council be willing to meet up with the school board, maybe have a joint meeting at City Hall to address the failing schools? Because I think if the schools were a lot better here in Moreno Valley, it would attract more people to come live here. Property values would increase, which would help with taxes and help funding the initiatives that I know that you and the rest of City Council wants to accomplish. So I was just curious if you guys would be willing to do a joint meeting at City Hall in the future.
Oh, yes, definitely. I think right now we have a really good relationship with both school districts, Moreno Valley Unified School District and Val Verde, and I would definitely be open to that in setting that up. We actually had that about maybe a couple years ago, and we opened the dialogue there, but I think it's time to have something a lot sooner, right? So thank you so much.
Awesome.
And definitely, I definitely agree that the scores of any school, do reflect, property values and businesses wanting to come to the city as well. So that's why it's a very important issue that we do need to address.
Awesome. Thank you, Ashton. Have a great day.
You too, Ryan. Thank you.
Appreciate you being on, Ryan. Thanks so much. I'm going to go right ahead to our next live question. We've got Christy on the line. Hey, Christy, you're live. Go ahead, please.
Hi there, Christy.
Hi.
Thanks.
So I just wanted to first applaud all of you guys for doing this. This is the first city that I've heard that's done this. So I think it's innovative, it's great, and it's a reflection of our community that's growing. My question is, we also live on the east side, and while there are multiple parks that are available, there doesn't seem to be a lot of activities like skating rinks, and so you either have to go to Murrieta or Grand Terrace. Has there been any discussion about maybe the city having more extensive programs for kids? Which the survey kind of leads me to say yes.
Great question. You know, I'm actually a local teacher during the daytime, so you know, making sure that we have activities for our kids is a major priority of mine, and that's why actually we have over 100 classes in our conference and rec center for our children and several programs, everything from ballet to guitar. So I would really encourage you to check out the conference and rec center and what we have available there, and also camps that we have for kids during the summer as well. We're going to be increasing some of those classes too. If you go to movalparks.org, we have a list of resources and classes there, and it's actually our Soaring Activity Guide flip book. So that actually tells you a lot of the different activities and programs that we have for our youth. And then I'm also happy and proud of our amphitheater that we're actually going to be building. It's going to be an outdoor performing arts center for our community. And then eventually, as we move forward in our city for a town center in our city, I want to make sure that we have more activities for our youth there as well, and especially during the danger zone, which is basically after school between 3 to 6 or 3 to 7 p.m. Great question.
And actually, Christy, I saw you had a question that we'd really like to take on regarding the police department and diversity. You can go ahead and ask that one as well.
Sure. I was just, you know, I've had 4 kids. We've lived in Moreno Valley for 20 years, and I love the diversity within the schools, within businesses. Recently did a point in time homeless count in Moreno Valley, and was really shocked to see the police department. And it just doesn't reflect the community. And I've always kind of felt like whatever the percentages of the community's demographic breakdown, that's what the police department should reflect, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. So what's being done to diversify the police department?
Yeah. Well, you know, one of the things with our police department, we contract with the Riverside County Sheriff's Department, and my understanding when I've talked to the previous sheriff and also the new sheriff is that they do actively recruit all demographic groups. I know that the new sheriff, Chad Bianco, is looking at ways to make sure that we can get more folks hired, and especially from different groups, because you're right. You know, we do need to have make sure that our community is represented in our police department. So this applies to female officers, to all demographics.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks, Christy. Appreciate you participating tonight. Thanks so much. We're going to go to Rita Live next, and she's actually asked me to read her question, so I'll go ahead and do that on Rita's behalf. Okay. Here's Rita's question for you. She says, the 60 freeway landscaping shrubbery, I would like to see it cleaned up and watered. The graffiti near the high schools on the residence walls that have been painted over, but the paint is not matching. Can you just paint the whole wall the new color? And that's from Rita.
Okay. Well, Rita, first of all, thank you for joining in and sending that question to us. Just so you know, Caltrans does have the responsibility to plant and maintain the landscaping. However, though, we have taken a new out-of-the-box approach. I always like to think of that way. And we have a new agreement which has been made between Caltrans and the city. And really it's to enhance the services for litter abatement and weed control at 3 interchanges. So we actually started a program with them and that we're paying into, and we're actually going to be making sure that we're cleaning up those interchanges. If you also would like to help in any way, I would also encourage you. We have a program called Keep Moreno Valley Beautiful. If you call 951-413-3100 and just let them know that you spoke to me and that you're really interested in the Keep Moreno Valley Beautiful, they can help connect you. Okay, thank you so much.
I appreciate that, Mayor Gutierrez. Thank you for that question. We're going to go to our next live question. This one comes from Robert. Robert, you're live. Go ahead, sir.
Hi there, Robert.
Hi. Hey, how are you? Mayor, the one thing I noticed is that Moreno Valley is in a very strategic place because it's right before you get to San Diego and right as you go into Palm Springs. So we've got a lot of traffic passing us by. what can we do, or what are you thinking of doing to develop a way for people to come to Moreno Valley and make it a destination, whether it's a water park or a convention center or a reason for people to come to Moreno Valley in large numbers?
One of my main things is, to make Moreno Valley a destination, basically a place, to make sure that Moreno Valley is on the map and making it work for our residents. And so one of the things that I've been really focused on is making sure that we're working towards a town center in our community. And so we actually have 2 sites that we're actually looking at, and we want to make sure that we have a variety of different things there, civic uses, maybe it's a newer library, performing arts center there as well, along with maybe some shopping, retail, and things like that, where people can actually say, I want to go to Moreno Valley to go do this, and so make it a regional destination center. One of the good things that we do have that's going for us is our location, which is in between, like you mentioned, Los Angeles and San Diego and also Palm Springs. Our hospitality industry is booming. If you haven't noticed, right over by Eucalyptus and Day, we have those large hotels in that shopping center that's going to be growing. So that's a really great thing. Also, we have over 20 new restaurants that have just recently opened, which is Black Bear Diner, Woody's Brew House, Mountain Mike's Pizza, Cafe Rio, and more. And we actually have 15 more that are in the pipeline. But definitely, our city has to be a regional destination in order for us to grow, and that's my major priority, actually. So thank you for that question. So this city will be booming. Thank you.
Thanks, Robert. All right, let's get right along to our next question. We have Luis on the line. Go ahead, Luis.
Hello, I'm just calling in because I wanted to say I think the mayor's doing a great job. Thank you, Dr. Gutierrez. And as far as the last caller was talking about a destination for more things to come to our community, while that amphitheater is going to bring people to our community, because I know the colleges are excited about it, some of the universities, the high schools, because they could put a nice big events there. I hear there's going to be parking for, I think, 300 cars, maybe more than that. So it's really going to be something, and then all summer long we can have events there. As far as the skate park, that's great. That's coming. We got a lot of new things coming, hotels, businesses. I think you have done an excellent job, and I want to just congratulate Carla Thornton again. She's working real well with you. The council, your agenda seems like it's all going in the same direction, and that's great because you got the right people on that council going to get to go full force. So I'm really glad. A good job you're doing. Mrs. Baca also, councilwoman, all of them are doing a great job, and I'm just satisfied with this council. I think we're going right into the 21st century and no stopping us. And we have gotten so many awards from different, they have recognized us so many times, and that is something to be proud of. My God, I'm just so glad to be a part of this city and a part of what's going on in this city. So I want to congratulate you, Mayor, for doing an excellent job in the council also. And with our new chief coming in pretty soon, let's see how, he'll get on that crime thing, and we're going in the right direction all the way around, and I'm just really pleased what's going on in our city. Thank you, Mayor.
Great. Well, thanks for calling in, Louise. And also another thing that I'm also very proud, and I know our city's very proud, is that we've actually ranked top 3, not in the county, not in the state, but in the nation for being the most financially solvent city. So we've had a balanced budget for about 6 years straight in the row, and we're just booming. So the city is growing, and we're financially solvent and ranked top 3.
Great. Thank you so much, Mayor Gutierrez. Thank you very much, Luis. Really appreciate you being on. We're going to get our next question from our Spanish simulcast. This comes from Fernando, who says, what is the city doing to resolve the homeless issue?
Okay, all right. Well, we're actually doing a lot of different things with the homeless issue. One of the things that we actually started last year is a program called the Homeless to Work program. And this is a program where we're actually actively looking for our homeless community members and really providing them work in the city, and that's to beautify the city, clean up the city, and making sure that they're receiving those wraparound services, those mental health services, those resources. And that program has been very, very successful. It's in partnership with the Salvation Army, and it's been a very, very successful program. Another thing that we've also started to do is making sure that we have the jobs here in our community. And so, like I said, we've brought over 17,000 new local jobs in just the last 5 years, and more are going to be coming, especially as we make this city a regional destination place. Property values are going to go up. So we've just been doing a lot of great things for our homeless community in that route. We have a great partnership with U.S. Vets as well, and they're located near the city, and making sure that we're connecting our veterans that are part of the homeless community, making sure that they have the right services too. So if you do see someone that maybe is homeless or anything like that, please feel free, to give a call, to our office, to let us know, so that way we can reach out to them about the Homeless to Work program. And our phone number, again, at our office is 951-413-3008. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Gutierrez. And thank you for that question from Fernando. Our next question comes from Juan, also in our Spanish simulcast, who asks, why does the city give out fines if some folks' lawns do not look nice? And again, that one comes from Juan in our Spanish simulcast.
Well, thank you, Juan, for asking that question. One of the main things that we want to do in the city is make sure that we, that the houses look nice in order to make sure that our property values stay afloat. And so some of these laws, have actually been implemented because people have communicated those concerns to us several years before. And so I believe that that's probably why we do have those. We want to make sure that our city looks really nice and our property values stay afloat as well. I do know that, with the drought and also with the cost, we have been lenient in some aspects. I would encourage you to call the city and just let us know, what's going on. If maybe, you're unemployed or there's some issue that's actually going on, and we'll definitely work with you. I know that our code enforcement officers in our program in my office will definitely work with you to find out, what can we do so that we can work together to make sure that we have some nice properties.
Thank you, Mayor Gutierrez. And thank you for that question from Juan. Our next one comes from our audience here on the phone, but Jean has asked me to read this question. Jean's question is, what is being done to make our city look cleaner? There is still a lot of trash down streets and in the medians. And again, that one comes from Jean.
Great question, Jean. Right now we do have an active street sweeping program. We do utilize our Homeless to Work program, which I talked about, for litter pickup. So that's one major thing that we're doing. And then we have our CSWs, or community service workers. They're also being used to help our efforts as well. And then we have the Keep Moreno Valley Beautiful program. So that's another great program as well. And we're always looking for volunteers, by the way. And we also perform an annual storm drain cleaning. So that's been very helpful. And if you see or you notice anything, you can always download the app. It's really easy to do, and just report an issue. Or you can call 951-413 our Public Works 3100. Again, 413-3100, and report the clogged storm drain. Thanks.
Appreciate it, Gene, and thank you, Mayor Gutierrez. I'll remind people at this time that if you want to get email updates from the City of Moreno Valley, you can do that by pressing 7 on your phone right now and giving us your email address. You'll get the e-newsletter Moreno Valley at Work from the city, and we'd like to keep you updated in that way. We just finished collecting email addresses from everybody who pushed 7 earlier in the call, so thanks for your patience, everybody who pressed 7. You can go ahead and press 7 now if you haven't gotten a chance yet. We'll gladly get your email address and keep you updated. Again, you'll get the e-newsletter Moreno Valley at Work. Our next question is going to be a question that we've gotten a lot, and I'll go ahead and read this on behalf of everybody who submitted it. 16-year-old Aranda Briones is still missing. What is the city doing to help find her?
It's very unfortunate what has happened to Aranda Briones, and we're hoping that she can be found safely. Right now, our police department, the Moreno Valley Police Department, we're using every available resource, including working with the Sheriff's Department Human Trafficking Team, the FBI to help locate Aranda. We have our investigators working around the clock, countless hours looking at the video footage from our citywide camera system. We have over 400 cameras throughout the city. And we have our active police chief. He's actually been in personal contact with the family, and we're just assuring the family that we're doing everything that we can to make sure she comes home.
Thank you so much, Mayor Gutierrez, and thank you to everybody who submitted that question. We're going to go to our next question from our live phone audience, and this one comes from Nicholas. Nicholas, you're live on the line. Please go ahead.
Hi there, Nicholas.
Good evening, Mayor.
Good evening.
I'd like to phrase this question into a statement, if you don't mind. I'm a longtime resident of Sunnymead, Moreno Valley, in fact, for 39 years now. I see that the traffic problems in this city are getting worse day by day. It's almost like anarchy out there, watching these young kids cut from lane to lane, speeding. I got sideswiped on December the 26th at a red light. I live on Ironwood between Pigeon Pass and Heacock. Believe me, it's like a freeway out here. The speeds are unbelievable. So my request is I'd like to see more police presence, radar units or whatever, to start clocking these people who are going in excess of 60 miles an hour in this stretch of Ironwood. It used to be a 45-mile-an-hour speed limit, and years ago they reduced this section to 40, but it doesn't make any difference. 65 is not uncommon. So that's all I really had to say. And, oh, wait a minute. I'll throw one other little thing in because of your conversations with other callers earlier about expanding the city. Have you driven around the city lately? You can't get anywhere in this city now. I don't know what you're going to do with another 100 or 200,000 people coming here. You only got two freeways, the 210 and the 60, and they're jam-packed at rush hour. And the city streets herself are getting to where you can't motivate without going through a light 3 or 4 times. Anyway, thanks for taking my call. This is really great to be able to talk directly to you, Mr. Mayor.
No problem. Well, thanks, Nicholas, for calling in. To address your first question, I just want to make sure you said it was Heacock and Ironwood?
It's on Ironwood between Pigeon Pass and Heacock.
Okay,
that one section. Mm-hmm. If you're familiar with it, I live in the Il Sorrento Mobile Home Park. It's just a matter of time before somebody really gets whacked going out the front gate of this place. So.
No, well, thanks for letting me know. And this is the reason why we do this. The telephone town halls is so we can hear about, what's really going out there, the concerns and things like that. And so I'll definitely speak to our traffic division as well to make sure that we can try to monitor that area. And also we're going to reach out to you as well, just to make sure that that we can either get some more officers out there to really just monitor and slow the speeding that's going on there. But okay. Yes, so great question. And, definitely I think as we get more money and more revenue in our city through businesses that keep coming, and, as we have our town center, and I think that we'll eventually have newer roads, right, and more infrastructure that'll be throughout the city, and so that'll help ease down some of the traffic and some of those concerns. But thanks again for calling in and sharing your concerns, especially about the speeding. Okay, so we'll hopefully get that taken care of. Thank you, Nicholas.
Okay, thank you again. Good night.
Good night. Take care.
Thanks so much, Nicholas. Appreciate your participation tonight. We're going to go to our next live question. This one comes from Gene. Hey, Gene, you're live. Go ahead.
Hi there, Gene.
Hi, thanks. Mr. Mayor, I'd like to congratulate you on your second term here in Moreno Valley. And you really have our support. I have a big family. But just to move along, remember we had a lot of dialogue and town hall meetings regarding the logistics center supposed to have been built around near where Sketches is off the 60s.
Yes, I do recall.
What is happening with that?
Well, so basically, that's our World Logistics Center that was approved and has been approved. However, it's been in legal challenges right now, so it's in the court system, and so it's been about almost, I think we're going on 3 years already. And so hopefully there'll be some settlements, and then hopefully some new, so that way once the settlements happen, then more businesses, we can finally, the company can actually start bringing in those businesses into the city. So I'm hoping for that, because then we'll definitely get more revenue, and actually about 20,000 permanent jobs into our city and 13,000 construction jobs. So that'll really boom the city by a lot.
Yeah. I know that's supposed to be one question, but what seem to be the major hurdles or challenges that this project is facing?
I think it has to do mostly with the environmental concerns. So there have been some groups that have challenged it, that have environmental concerns, and so they've been holding it up in the court system. And so hopefully there could be some settlements, and then we can just get it going.
Thank you, sir.
No problem.
Thanks so much.
Thank you, Gene.
All right, let's truck right along. We've got Andres live on the line next. Andres, you're on with the mayor. Go ahead.
Hi there, Andres.
Hey, how you doing? How you doing, Xian? I have an issue. They just replaced the lighting not too long ago, a couple of months ago, in my neighborhood, in the HOA neighborhood. But and I really appreciate it. It's much brighter. It looks much nicer. It's all LED. But there's a couple of intersections that I'm aware of that there's no poles near them. So I mean, they're really dark, and there's people that go through there a little faster than they should, and I know that one day somebody's gonna be crossing that street and they're gonna get hit. I know that also there's a power line above it that goes through the neighborhood, and that power line it's obviously it's been there way before the neighborhood. I'm wondering if that's the issue. The proximity of that power line is the issue of why there aren't any poles there. But I was thinking, if anything, maybe there's a way to put some more lights on some of the other power poles, kind of like a spotlight style instead of straight down, to kind of line up the intersection. Who do I contact for this? Is there anybody? Do I have to contact the HOA, or do I contact the city, or who's responsible?
No. Well, first, thanks for calling in. I understand what your question is. And one of the things that you can actually do is if you talk to our City Special Districts Division, and I'll give you their phone number, what they'll do is they'll do an assessment and review your street and also talk to you about that, and then that's where you can give them some suggestions for additional lighting. So let me give you their phone number. It's 951-413-3100.
Okay.
And then you can also let your HOA know as well. So I would also contact the HOA and just let them know about some of those concerns. But you can also call our city's Special District Division, and then they'll do an assessment and really review your street as well.
Got it. All right. Thank you.
I do appreciate that. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Andres. Appreciate you being on tonight. Thanks so much. Got great participation. We've got about 15, 20 minutes left in our forum, so if you haven't already pressed 7 to give us your email address and get that Moreno Valley at Work e-newsletter, you can press 7 on your phone right now. Our next live question comes from Ann. Hey, Ann, go ahead.
Hi there, Ann.
Hi. My mom lives in the senior housing tract that's on Cactus and Redlands.
Oh, okay.
So she's in her 80s, but Dial-A-Ride doesn't service that. So I moved her from Banning to Moreno Valley so she could be close to me and thinking she could use Dial-A-Ride. We get her all the way moved out here, and Dial-A-Ride doesn't service that senior housing tract. So how do we fix that?
Wow, okay. Well, I didn't know about that. Have you talked to the Dial-A-Ride folks already?
Yes, several times, and they just say, no, they don't do it. My mom would have to walk to the gate. Well, she's 83 years old. She can't walk half a mile to be picked up. Sounds funny, right?
We do have our mobile. No, we do have our mobile senior van that does help with certain appointments and locations and things like that. I know it's very limited. That's one resource. The other resource, is we do have a community resource guide that we have. I don't have it with me right in front of me. If I did, I'll look for it right now. But in our community resource guide, we have different resources there. And so if you, well, actually, we already have your contact information. So what I'll do is I'll make a note next to your name right here, and then we'll give you a call back to give you that booklet and see if there's any other resources that are out there. Okay.
Right. So we know about the one that'll take her to the, excuse me. I was just trying to figure out how she could get to church every day when I'm at work. But so if you would send me that information, that would be great.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, let me send you that community resource booklet and guide. And we'll also have someone from our staff reach out to you as well. The MOVAN, just so you know, for the MOVAN, you could reach out to them first if you wanted to. It's 951-413-3430. Also, when our person calls you, they'll let you know about this too. But again, it's limited, in hours there. So that's just one that I can think of, the top of my head. But I don't have our guidebook here in front of me.
Great.
Okay. Hopefully that addresses some issues. Thank you
so much, Ann. Thank you, Mayor Gutierrez. We're going to go right to our next live question from Sean. Sean, thanks for waiting. You're live. Go ahead.
Hi there, Sean. Thanks for waiting and joining in.
Hey, how's it going, Mayor? I was just curious about the current status of the skate park in the Moreno Valley Community Park.
Oh, okay. You're just curious about the skate park. Yes, definitely. So there were a group of students, actually over 1,000 students that signed petitions throughout various high schools, and they came to one of the city council meetings, and they said that they wanted a skate park. And so we used some of our funds that we have in our parks maintenance funds that we have saved, and so we just started the construction, and right off of eucalyptus. Actually, no, sorry, not eucalyptus. Cottonwood and Frederick. Yeah, Cottonwood and Frederick. And so hopefully within the next couple months, that should be all done. So it's going to be a really nice skate park for the kids. Did you have any other specific question about it?
Yeah, is there anywhere I could find any information about, anything about it? Is there a website or?
I think if you go to our moval.org website, we should have some information there. If not, let me just make a note, next to your name right here, and then we'll go ahead and give you a call and provide you some more information about it.
All right, cool. And then I have one more concern on up when you're passing Cactus on Peacock. There's a merge right before you hit JFK. And it's not really like a merge, and it creates a lot of traffic because the cones only go halfway through the lane that's supposed to be closed.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, people tend to go further than
Okay, so can you repeat that question one more time?
It was more of a concern. Sorry, it was once you pass Cactus on Heacock before you reach JFK, there's cones. They have the lane closed, so you're supposed to merge into one lane, and the cones are kind of only halfway, so it leaves half of the lane open still, and everybody kind of fights to get to the one lane.
Oh, really? How long has this been happening?
That's been up for about a month now.
For about a month. Okay. Let me find out some more information about it. It's probably just a temporary construction that's probably going on. But let me find out more information, and I did make a note next to your name, so we'll give you a call regarding the skate park, and then also regarding the temporary construction, because it's just temporary construction that's going on.
Well, actually, I just talked to my girlfriend. She said it's been for a while, since last year. Yeah, so it's been up for a while.
Oh, wow, okay.
I think it's due to the construction in that creek that was right there, maybe. There's a wash.
Yeah, it's probably that.
Yeah.
By the way, it just dawned on me, we do have, it doesn't have a lot of likes, so go ahead and make sure you give it a like. We do have a Facebook page for the skate park, and so if you just go to Facebook page and you just, in the little tab, you just type in Facebook page for Moreno Valley Skate Park, Facebook page for Moreno Valley Skate Park, looking it up here right now too, and you'll be able to actually find it, and make sure you give it a like.
All right, yeah, we'll do. I'll try to share it, too, if I can.
Yeah, and so it has some information about the skate park, too.
All right, perfect.
Thanks, Sean. Appreciate you being on.
Thank you, man. Yeah, you guys have a good night.
You too, Sean.
All right, let's get our next question up. And this is a question we've gotten from a lot of folks, both in our main broadcast here and in our Spanish simulcast. From Baltazar in the Spanish simulcast, he asks, what are you doing to make our streets safer, and a lot of the same questions. So, Mayor, what is the city doing about crime?
Mm-hmm. Well, as far as, making sure that our streets are safer and crime, it's my number one priority. It's making sure that we are addressing crime and making sure that our city is safe, so that way businesses can come here and thrive, and we can have more revenue for our community and more programs for our residents, and then our residents are happy as well. So public safety continues to be my priority. We have added additional police and firefighters to our city in the last couple years with a balanced budget. I also meet regularly with our city manager, police chief as well, to develop strategies out of the box programs to combat crime trends. So there's a lot of different things that we're doing. We're also reaching out to the community also, making sure that we have the community to support us as well. So we have our zone meetings throughout the city with our police officers in our community, Coffee with a Cop event as well in the morning time and also in the evening time, and just really making sure that we have neighborhood watch programs and growing those and making sure that they have the training, the captains have the appropriate trainings. And so we're doing a lot of different things trying to approach public safety. I'm very happy that our city is a city that has a citywide camera program. We have actually over 400 citywide cameras. Many cities don't have these cameras. A lot of them is just to, give you a ticket, probably for speeding or passing a red light. But ours is actually to deter crime and stop it. So I'm very, very excited about that. A lot of cities are actually now looking at Moreno Valley as a model city because of our program, and we've actually been able to solve over 3,000 crimes in just the last 2 years, just with our citywide camera program. 3,000 crimes in just 2 years because of the camera program. Great question, Mr. Baltazar.
Yeah, thank you, Baltazar. Appreciate that question. And everybody else who is concerned about crime, thanks so much for submitting those questions tonight. We'll get to our next question live right away. This one comes from Garrett. Garrett, you're live. Go ahead, sir.
Hi there.
Hi, how you doing?
Good, good. Thank you. Thank you for calling in.
Thank you. And I want to say you're doing an excellent job. I live here for 2.5 years. I live over here by Nason and Fur. And my concern is I'm a commercial truck driver, and every time I come home to spend time with my wife, I have a problem finding a place to park my commercial trucks. And we have a lot of distributions here, and I do bring food and clothes and stuff back to Moreno Valley, to my community. And I just want to make it better and it's a lot of truck drivers stay here that go over the road, Mayor. I just wanted to make it better so somewhere that we can park, because sometimes we come here and we drop off a load and we run out of hours. So we don't have nowhere to park. So when I wake up in the morning thinking I'm parked over here by Walmart, I got 2 or 3 tickets on my truck.
Oh, no, yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Well, great question. And one of the things actually, I got that question several times before, and so we're actually having a study session coming up. I believe it's in March, which is next month, which is going to be great, and so I want to invite you to make sure you come to that.
Okay.
It's going to be at our city council chambers, and we're going to be trying to figure out, what are some ways that we can actually help the community, folks like you as well, find, some kind of parking or, look at what other cities are actually doing. So we're going to have that, and we're going to have a study on it. And so I would encourage you to take a look at that and be a part of that discussion.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Great question, Mr. Garrett.
All right, thank you.
No problem.
Great, thanks so much, Garrett. Appreciate you. And we're going to go right to our next one from Carlos.
Hi there, Carlos.
Hey, Carlos, you're live.
My question was, I live in a residential area, which is it's a 200-yard road that it crosses through Iris Street, It's just 200 yards, pretty wide street. And a few pets have been killed, and there's a lot of kids. And just for the safety, how can I get some speed bumps in that road, or how can I request to get some speed bumps? Because they're flying like 40, 50 miles per hour.
Wow. Yeah, it's a great question. The speed bumps have been proven to help, slow down, the cars and also accidents, especially with pets. What I would suggest is to call our transportation division department. But I already have your phone number and your information here, so we'll have them give you a call just to kind of walk you through the whole process. But generally, it kind of entails of getting some support from the residents that are living there, to making sure that they want to have the speed bumps there as well. So hopefully that addresses your question, but we're going to get someone to give you a call about that.
Yeah, because one of them was my pet, and I've seen like a couple, burning tires, almost, hitting children's and bikes and stuff like that. So and I have 2 children of my own, so just trying to.
Yeah, no, definitely. You do need, I believe it's 67. I think it's 67% of the folks just around that area that need to agree, and then we take a look at it, and then we go from there. So we'll definitely give you a call.
Great, thank you, Carlos.
All right,
appreciate
thank
you
you,
being
Carlos.
On. We're going to go to our next one from Thomas.
All right. How you doing there, Thomas?
Good. How you doing, Mayor?
Doing well. Thanks for calling in.
Yeah, I would like to know. I live over here. I own a home over here in Sunnymead Ranch, and there's a school located on Old Lake and Pigeon Pass. And there's a bicycle.
Sugar Hill Elementary, probably.
Yes, and there's a bicycle lane, and there's a sign stating no parking anytime. And there are cars over there that park right where the sign is. Also, they double park in front of the school, and I've confronted the police several times and asked them what they're going to do about it, and they kind of shrug their shoulders, and nothing is ever done. One of these days, some child is going to be on the bicycle trying to go around the parked cars, and an oncoming car is going to hit them.
And that's why we have that rule there, that they can't park there. So what I'll do is, because you said you've already spoken to the police department already regarding
several
this?
times. And it's not only that. I'm in construction, and I try to obey the laws by keeping my cars registered, putting the tags on. And there are cars out there, which I've been hit 2 times by illegals that have no driver's license, no insurance, or anything else, and you can't get blood out of a turnip, and here's people driving around with no registration.
Okay, so what I'll do is I'll talk to our police chief and make sure that we get in contact with you and make sure that we have some folks out there to enforce the law, which is there. If given just the school location and my understanding, Pigeon Pass, and I think you said, I believe that's Sugar Hill Elementary. So we'll make sure that we send them out there to enforce the law there. Okay, but thank you, sir, for calling in. Appreciate it, Thomas.
Yep. Thanks so much, Thomas. Appreciate you being on. We're going to get our next one up from Jose Martinez. Hey, Jose, you're live. Go ahead.
Yes, Mayor, you're doing a great job. But my question is regarding you brought a lot of businesses. A lot of companies have set up shop in Moreno Valley, and that's great for employment. A lot of people are going to have jobs. But my question is, of all the jobs that are being brought to Moreno Valley, are any of those jobs are those jobs come with full-time and benefits, or are these mostly part-time jobs that really a young person can't really hold on to and basically be able to support a family?
Mm-hmm. One of the things I started, just to let you know, last year, it was actually about a year and a half ago, it's called the Hire a Grad Program. And so one of the things is it encourages the businesses to hire local graduates. And so that's been working, because we want to make sure that folks that graduate from high school, graduate from college, that they're coming back to the city and not just leaving. And so that's something that we saw. Did want to let you know that the 17,000 jobs, those are full-time jobs, local jobs, from the city that are new, and they can range from, all different types of pay. Our hospitality industry, like I mentioned, is booming, but also our healthcare industry. Kaiser's been growing a lot more, also the county hospital as well. So there's even a lot of healthcare and medical jobs there too. Our Employment Resource Center, it was recently upgraded, and so we have a lot of opportunities there for our community members to go there and really speak to counselors that are there and really just kind of research the job market out there.
Great. Thank you, Jose.
Thank you, Jose.
Appreciate you being on. Great question. And I'm going to reveal the results of our polling question. Thanks for everybody who hung out this entire hour. If you didn't get your question answered, I know a lot of you are still waiting and you submitted your question. What you can do is stay on the line and leave us a voicemail message at the end of the call, and we can follow up with you. But for anybody who talked to one of our operators, we have your name, your contact information, and your question, and we will follow up with everybody that we didn't get a chance to talk to tonight live on this call. So go ahead and hang out for this last few minutes of the call, but if you didn't get a chance to talk to the mayor, we will be following up with each and every one of you. So thank you so much for staying around tonight and being on for this whole hour-long call. Now, the results of our survey question. We asked you to let us know what your priorities are and let us know the most important priority for you. We had 32% say it was maintaining robbery and burglary suppression programs. We had 23% say it was maintaining 911 emergency response times. 18% said maintaining safe and clean public areas. 16% said enhancing recreation and youth programs and facilities. And we had 12% who said it was repairing potholes, local streets, and roads. Now, if you want to leave us a message, you can do so by staying on until the end of the call here, and you'll be prompted to push a digit on your phone. You can leave us a voicemail message with any additional thoughts, questions, or comments, but I'll give the final word to Mayor Gutierrez here. Any thoughts on the results of that poll?
Oh, very interesting, Ian. Goes to show, that maintaining robbery and burglary suppression programs is one of the major priorities in public safety, basically, in fact. Just wanted to, again, just let you know, this is Mayor Extian Gutierrez, and I just want to say thank you to all of the residents, thousands of residents that participated in this phone call, telephone town hall. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to participate in this call, and for all of your great questions. Sorry if I wasn't able to get to all of you during this call, but like Ian mentioned, if you leave your phone number, and we also have your contact information as well, we will be reaching out to you to address your concern. You can also leave a voicemail with your question and your contact information, and we will get back to you. If you would like more information about all of the great things and maybe you learned some new things tonight with the telephone town hall, I really would encourage you to visit our website at moval.org, not only just to look about the website, but also to sign up for our weekly e-newsletter, which is called Moreno Valley at Work, where we actually provide a lot of updates about what we're doing in the city to make Moreno Valley work for you. Thank you, and have a great night, Moreno Valley. Thank you. Great night, Moreno Valley. Thank you. Great night, Moreno Valley. Thank you.